welcome to Open Forum with Citizen MKO. And you know that Open Forum with Citizen MKO is all about people, issues, ideas, and solutions. And like we say in Open Forum, that wherever this flag is flown, we take care of our own. And on this very edition of our podcast, we're going to have a very critical conversation with some very eminent citizens of Akwa Ibom State who have given the best part of their lives in service of the country in the military. So it's the first time we're going to come face to face by hosting the cream of retired military officers in Akwa Ibom State, and they have an umbrella body that they call Ibom Veterans Peace League. And in a matter of time, I'm going to introduce them. But this conversation is just not going to just be about the military. It's going to be about who we are, and it's going to be about one of them who incidentally was murdered in Abuja on June 22, 2024 at his home. And he is none other than Brigadier General Uwem Udoekwere. We are also going to look at issues bordering on the security formation in Akwa Ibom State. I'm sure you are aware that there is what is known as Ibom Community Watch in Akwa Ibom State. And you cannot talk about security in Akwa Ibom without mentioning Ibom Community Watch. So you're welcome to Open Forum with Citizen MKO. And without wasting time, I have with me very eminent military officers, and I'm privileged, and I feel very secure still with them. And the leader of the chairman of the Veterans Peace League is Brigadier General Anthony Uwem, retired, who is here represented most eminently by the Deputy Chairman of Ibom Veterans Peace League in person of Major General Paul Isam, retired. You are welcome to Open Forum with Citizen MKO.
Thank you, thank you.
My pleasure, sir. And we also have this called roundtable, the General Secretary of the League in person of Rear Admiral Udoekwere, retired. You are welcome to Open Forum, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Another general, he happens to be the PRO, Brigadier General Etido Epo, retired.
Thank you very much for having me.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
And the last but not the least is the treasurer. I didn't know that military has something to do with money. Anyway, security votes is always more huge than other votes. Yeah.
And it's an accounted for.
That is right. I have with me Major Barrister Ognan Ene, retired. He's the treasurer of the Ibom Veterans Peace League. You're welcome to Open Forum with Citizen MKO.
Thank you much. Welcome, viewers.
My pleasure. We are done with the meeting these very eminent persons who we are going to hear them answer some questions. And when you know what Open Forum is all about, we go to roots of issues and we try to address matters. And by the grace of God, this meeting is going to help throw light on those issues I had earlier mentioned. Without wasting much time, there is a press release that was made recently, and I think I have the benefit of having seen that press release, and we want to look at exactly what that press release said, which is one of the main reasons why Open Forum have had to arrange for this meeting. It has to do with the assassination, or we call it murder. But let me take the press release and then have our general attend to it. It's dated 10th of July 2024, and it says here, press release on the demise of Brigadier General Uwem Harold Udoekwere retired. And it is from the Ibom Veterans Peace League. If I may just take, it's a 3-paragraph press release that was made, and it says, we members of Ibom Veterans Peace League have received with great shock the death of a Nigerian Army senior retired officer, Brigadier General Uwem Harold Udoekwere, on June 22, 2024. We are aware that the Nigeria Police Force is investigating to unveil the circumstances surrounding the attack at his home that led to his death, and to identify the culprits behind the attack. And it went on to mention where the Udoekwere is from. He happens to be from a Tinan local government area of Akwa Ibom State, and the course which he participated in the Nigerian Army, which he rose to the rank of Brigadier General before the brutal murder. And they went ahead to commiserate with the immediate family on the trying times while they await report from appropriate quarters, and they condemned the dastardly act. That press release was signed by Brigadier General Udoekwere, who is the public relations officer. And here I am face to face with the leadership of Ibom Veterans Peace League. And it will be my pleasure to hear, not from the horses now, but from the general. Sir, your organization issued a press statement which I have just read excerpt from there. We Open Forum, we extend our condolences to the family, to Akwa Ibom State, the Nigerian Army, and the country as well. I want to ask, what sort of person was the late Brigadier General Uwem Harold Udoekwere, and how did you and your league receive the news of his brutal murder by armed robbers in Abuja?
Thank you, NKO. On behalf of Brigadier General Anthony Etogudo, who is the chairman of the Veterans Peace League, it's my pleasure to share on the issues of security and the death of a brother, Brigadier General Harold Udoekwere, that took place some weeks ago in Abuja.
That's precisely on June 22, 2024.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ibom Veterans Peace League is made up of all the officers and soldiers from Akwa Ibom State. And some years ago, we were able to come together to form this association to take care of our welfare, or the welfare of all retired officers and soldiers who are indigenous to Akwa Ibom State. Brigadier General Udoekwere happens to be one of our members, a very senior officer who was once a teacher. He taught me in School of Infantry, and he taught me in Armed Forces Staff College, Jaji, in those days. After that, he served in ECOMOG, that's in Liberia, and he was even in Brigade of Guards, I suppose. He was a very serious and well-trained officer who has served this nation in so many capacities. And even before his death, he was the chairman of retired members of Nigerian Armed Forces Association nationwide in Abuja. So for us to stay here and receive that sad news that a senior officer of that caliber who has defended this country in so many places to be killed by uh, armed robbers is so painful, and we are not happy about it. And the whole of our members have decided that we have to condemn this act, because in this society, in Nigeria as a whole, we have officers from different places who are staying with us, and we don't hear such news. A very senior officer who has been trained in so many countries just to be killed like a rat is not something that we should support. We condemn it in totality uh, in this country, and we pray that we will not have this occurrence again in recent time.
Thank you very much. And for all the viewers, the murder of General Udoekwere, the story is out there in public. He was murdered on the 22nd when armed robbers, about six of them, uh, went to his house. They scaled the fence and were able to gain access. And in the course of it, he was stabbed. And before he be rushed to hospital, he died on the way. And the only aspect that has given some persons a glimmer of hope that security can be proactive is to the fact that the police force, the Nigerian police, swung into action immediately, and within less than 24 hours, the those that took part in that dastardly act were arrested. And for the benefit of those who may not be aware, we are going to, you see on your screen now, the residence of General Udoekwere in Logogoma, in Abuja, in Sunshine Homes. And then you're also going to see the pictures of those that were caught, because from police report, which we are going to share with us, the police report, six of them were involved in the attack in the early hours, about 3 a.m., and four of them were caught. And what gave out the lead was that while those murderers, armed robbers were chased, one of them, his phone dropped, and the police was able to have that, and they were able to track and arrest them. And two of those armed robbers are still on the run. But from police reports, we have the names of Ibrahim Rabiu, he's 33 years old, from Kano State. Nafiu Jamil, he's also 33, from Tofa local government area in Kano. Liu Abdullahi is 47, from Shenkafi local government in Zamfara State. And Mohammed Nuhu is said to be 28 years old, from Kombotso local government area of Kano. They all reside in Abuja. The video, you're going to watch it. We're going to put on just clips of it. I think that is giving the credit to, on the screen you see we're giving credit to the media house that was able to capture it. They can't speak English like you're going to hear. We have to speak in Hausa, and it was translated. We just have a short clip of that, and to further show that
an baka 40,000 rabonka kenan nawa aka ci cikin dubu kudin
Cikin kudin
eh
a 20,000.
They gave him 20,000.
20,000. And you?
No, Akabaka including laptop. Like,
okay, it was with the phone now.
Let me. You say why they did not give them anything this one? That they claim that they did not get anything from the house. Meanwhile, even phone, the big phone and other things.
Okay.
So even within them, they cheat themselves. That's what it's trying to say. That's why they used to give them something, part of the laptop money. They share it between.
So, okay, when you enter the house, did the general with the gun, or did you wake up to see them in the house, or when they knocked, the general was with the gun?
The cooker sugar, who's the Bindigani? They met him with the gun, but he did not load. He did not put a magazine.
Okay,
He
no
was
problem.
with the gun, but he has not fixed the magazine. They met him with the gun, but he has not fixed the magazine. That's when he now rushed and stabbed him with his hands.
Okay.
That makes him to release the gun.
So how did you know that there was no magazine was not inside?
Yeah, I got somebody magazine. Say the thing no enter. He put a half. Say the thing no enter.
Okay, so you are an expert.
So you are the show. I in the gamma sugar, but they have baba. That he was struggling to fix it.
To fix it. So
That is why he now
rush and
tap
disarm.
his hand.
Okay. This third person, according to you, is who normally keep S-bits recover from robbery.
Sai kuma wai kai ne mai aje musu duk abin da suka samu a wurin aiki. In sun je sata sun dawo kai ne mai ajiya.
No, not you. I'm asking you.
Wannan aka ce, ka ce wannan ne mai aje muku abubuwa in kun dawo.
Ni dai wannan abun nan shi ne dai alaji ya ce min shi ya ce ya ba wa ya ajiye.
That is only the guns that Alhaji told him that he gave him to keep.
Okay, the guns. It's all right. This is just for now. Later we'll come.
The police are indeed on top of the situation, may take the press release, the press statement that the police made to give us a better insight. We are not just talking about what happened, we are following up with the report because we are interested to follow this matter to be sure that justice is done. This happens to have been the press statement that was made, which has been reported by a number of media houses, and I'm quoting this very report from the Premium Times, and it says, full report. It was done in the morning of 23rd, and on the 23rd, that was just 24 hours after the incident. Full report of the arrest, 23rd June 2024 at Kabusa and Bakasa Apo in FCT Abuja, Utako Division. Operative led by the name of the officer is mentioned. I don't want to read that here. Arrested 4 suspects who robbed and murdered a retired Brigadier General Uwem Harold, retired, and his service number is put in here. 15 regular calls. The house number is put, which is Sanga Street at Sunshine Homes by Kapusa Junction, Lugugoma, FCT, Abuja. And the names which I've already given out were mentioned from number 1 to number 4 persons, and the further said that the suspects have all confessed to the heinous crimes of murder and armed robbery of the late general. They stated that during the armed robbery incident, they murdered the general. They murdered the general to prevent him from harming them with his pistol he brought out to defend himself, but couldn't effectively manipulate it. They also confessed to have stolen laptops, phones, among other valuables from the deceased home.
As fate will have it, the knife in which they stabbed him to death was recovered. The deceased black GSM phone Redmi made was also recovered. Effort is on top gear to recover two pistols they confessed to have taken away from the general house. Effort is on top gear to arrest the fleeing remaining suspects and recover weapons. Investigation has commenced. Further development will be communicated. That is the press statement that was made on the 23rd by the Nigerian police force who swung into action. And that happens to be a bit of a cheering news because there are cases that have happened and for some years they have not been able to be unraveled. I want to throw the next question to Major Barrister Organ Ene, who is the treasurer of Ibom Veterans Peace League. And the question is, obviously, insecurity has been a serious issue in the country. It's not the first time a senior military officer has been murdered, but has happened to us as a people. I want to ask, General Udoekwere rose to the rank of Brigadier General. I want to believe there's supposed to be special security arrangements while in service and out of service so that they can be guaranteed a 247, as is always said, 24 hours, 7 days a week, every day of the month, the rest of their lives. Is that not the case any longer, or is it not a military tradition? Because for them to have access like that,
Yes.
it calls for questioning what must have happened to his security arrangement.
Thank you very much. Now, this incident has just underscored tractable security situation we currently face.
Mm.
And it's a call, for all of us, because what has happened to the late senior officer has shown how vulnerable we all can be, specifically and generally. I agree with you that there's a need to improve across the board, security for personnel in or out of service. And not only that, generally for the community, the larger communities we belong to. So I think this is a clarion call, and a watershed, and for us, collectively to offer, solutions to improve the security situation across the board. Because the loss of such a caliber of personnel to, miscreants.
But is there a minimum expectation of the security arrangements around a senior officer like that?
Yes, they ought to be. I believe they ought to be because with the nature of the job, possibly done, there could be a reason for, to have people who monitor what happens around them. Because the military service is a very intricate, job, and in the course of your job, you would have done things that people can. I'm not making any insinuation, but I think that is best for the police to unravel. But I feel that there's need for us across the whole spectrum reassess, personal security, for individuals and general security for the people so that our country can be peaceful and progressive.
Thank you very much. We talked about the police unraveling uh, whatever transpired that led to his death. And that takes me to the next question, which I want to divert to Brigadier General Udoekwere, and that is from the available reports, like we just displayed on the screen now, the house at the Sunshine Homes and the Gogoma area, uh, a particular section of it is undeveloped, and it's from that angle that they gain access. And for those watching us, you're seeing that very premises, how it is. But then the police were able to track the culprits, and their pictures, their names, and their confessions that they have made is quite clear. As a retired brigadier general, and having seen the kind of security issues, some killings that have not been unraveled over time, what would you say about the speed with which the police force, particularly Abuja command, has been able to put into arresting the suspect?
Okay, thank you very much, MKO.
Thank you, sir.
I actually watched the clip, the video clips, and I was really impressed with the way the police moved very swiftly and got those people, 4 of them out of 6. I really commend them. The police in Nigeria, can do a lot of things. I'm sure they've been doing a lot of things. And this particular one is actually commendable. I want to believe that they are working tirelessly to be able to track down the remaining 2.
That's right.
And when they get those ones, we believe that justice will be served. We do not want to preempt anything. We don't want, because of course they must have been charged for court. We don't want to preempt anything, but we want justice, because, like he said, and like every other person has said, we have paid a price in serving our country. Can you imagine some of the small boys coming into to murder you either in your sleep or so it's very, very painful.
Very painful.
Let
indeed.
this death, you will eventually come. Let it come naturally. Let it come when God says it should come.
Yes.
Not a little rat coming into your compound, jumping the fence and coming to murder you because of maybe laptop or phone. It is very, very bad.
Very, very painful.
And he talked about, or you asked him about security arrangement, whether there is a minimum
Expectation.
Yes. Yes, the general is entitled to guards. But we have a lot of security challenges in the country, and troops are required. So it's also left for the individual to apply to get such maybe 1 or 2 guards to be in his house. But you can apply, and maybe the units and tell you, okay, sir, we don't have. When we have, we will give you. So maybe this particular instance, he did not have guards in his. Of course, those people wouldn't have been able to jump in through the undeveloped plot into his compound to attack him.
That reminds me, because a part of the report, which is also online, had a security man that was with him. The name wasn't given, and he had this to say. The security man at the home of General Udoekwere is quoted to have said that, I saw 3 of them. They were trying to open the door, so he came down when he heard the sound of the door. He was stabbed when he came out. We are not giving a full report, as in the media, people are free to do that, but this very podcast is to help, particularly our people from this part of the world and others across the world, to have insight, because it's not everybody that reads news, but when it is broken down to a podcast like this, where we collate the stories, put them together, we won't be able to appreciate and have a full picture. Some persons are not even aware that the culprits have been caught, and some persons may not even be aware that a general can be murdered like that by armed robbers because you'll be thinking it must have been assassination for other factors. So that's the essence of this very effort that we are doing in open forum. And now that takes me to Rear Admiral Udoekwere, who happens to be the General Secretary. I want to say Secretary General. I have to be mindful because I'm dealing with the military now. The General Secretary. Away from the death of General Udoekwere, we have Ibom Veterans Peace League. And the question will be, what will have been the motivation? Because Ibom Veterans Peace League presupposes that Ibom has to do with Akwa Ibom. And we are aware that there is the other group, what is it now called?
The Legion.
Nigerian Legion, which you are supposed to also be members. And I'm also hearing, almost for the first time, that the group that General Udoekwere led, the retired members of Nigerian armed forces, very interesting. So what was the motivation to establish Ibom Veterans Peace League, and does your role in any way conflict with the role of Nigerian Legion or the retired members of Nigerian armed forces? Yes, sir.
Thank you, MKO. Actually, apart from the two you have mentioned, there are other veteran groups around the country. Both of them are national in nature, and their activities and objectives are very strict on the line. That occasion, the formation of Ibom Veteran Peace League was meant to be an indigenous organization for retired officers from Akwa State. And the purpose is actually that we can put our resources, our expertise together to contribute to the states, the development of the states, in the, especially in the areas that we have.
We are the professional area.
Yes, yes. And so they're indigenous. And
as the name implies.
And obviously, they are not cross purposes with other veteran organizations.
Awesome. Let me just add the last one there. You are expertise in the security system, and in Akwa Ibom State, under the administration of the current governor, for those watching us, we are brothers from Akwa Ibom State, and we call Akwa Ibom State Nigeria's capital of visionary leadership because of the quality of leaders that we have. Currently, we have His Excellency Pastor Omo Baseno as the governor. And for the first time, a security outfit has been set up in Akwa Ibom State that is called Ibom Community Watch. And we have Ibom Veterans Peace League. And this is your core area. What has been your involvement, either before, during, or as we speak, in the establishment of Ibom Community Watch?
Okay, so like I said, the association came to being for the purpose of contributing to the state, and in the core areas like the security, as you have mentioned.
Yes.
And even before this government, this administration came, we have been contributing. We've been sharing and
intelligence,
our opinions. Okay. We make presentations here and there to try to contribute to the security of these states and the efforts that the government have been, undertaking over time. And recently, with this new administration, there was this agenda, what do you call it, Arise Agenda
Summit.
Summit.
Okay.
And the association was fully involved.
Were you invited officially,
Yeah,
or
we were
just went
invited.
there as a...
We were invited, actually.
Beautiful.
Some were invited as individual, and some were invited. The association itself was fully represented.
And we had these discussions, and we contributed our expertise to it. And I think that occasion, I'm sure that summit, occasion the formation of the Ministry of Internal Security.
Oh, I forgot to have mentioned that.
Yes,
We're
yes.
having the ministry.
Yes.
We're having the Ministry of Security
Internal Security,
Internal Security and Waterways for the first time in Akwa Ibom State, and that ministry is the commissioner is obviously one of the members.
Yes.
He's a general too, General Koko,
Yes.
ACN, and I'm glad you brought that up because I've been looking at the community watch, forgetting that there's a ministry.
Yes, a ministry.
So go on, sir.
And so that occasion, the formation of the ministry, and we have been contributing. We've been making our opinion the way forward, how to go about it. But directly to your question,
Yes.
right now we are not directly involved in the operation of the ministry
And the
and
community
the
watch.
community watch, not directly. And we'll be trying to make a point that look, our retired personnel are all over the places in the community of our private. All we need to do is to mobilize them, organize them, and then let them support the effort, whether the ministry, the state government, in this security aspect. I mean, we cannot really appreciate how much this group of people can contribute to the security.
Interesting.
They are there. They can't do anything until you put them together, organize them, and tell them what to do. And at the end of the day, there will be a lot of intelligence. They can work along with the security outfits, and then the security agencies. And then the important thing is that this state will become more secure than we have. But right now, and that's what we are hoping, that very soon they will see the need to involve the association members of it. Apart from the military, they are also retired policemen, they are also retired
Very high ranking.
We just need to put them together. And the association has offered itself to organize this and be of good contribution to the effort of their ministry, the administration itself. At the end of the day, we'll be safer in this state.
Most interesting. Some of you are hearing that maybe for the first time. Like I've said earlier, open forum, we go to roots of issues because we're about people, issues, ideas, and solutions. That we have this caliber of retired, very senior military officers, and they have made their inputs. And government, by the grace of God, has a ministry of security, internal security, and waterways, and then an outfit, but they are not involved directly. Some security matters are not spoken in public because there are certain things we will have said, but we cannot say it. But I know they are going to take it off from here. And personally, we don't just do podcasts. We send correspondences. We engage with leaders, and we are going to do our bit of a memo to His Excellency because we have to ensure that the expertise of these generals and some other very highly ranked persons in the police force and other paramilitary forces must be harnessed for the good of Akwa Ibom. Because I cannot talk security matters, I want to request General Lisan to please, on the final note, looking at all that has transpired and what is going on within the state and the country, what would be your parting shot, your final words on any of these issues we have discussed?
Thank you. Well, let me join my voice with the PRO to thank the police force for their prompt action in tracing those criminals that murdered
General
Udoekwere. And my advice to senior officers that the armed forces, the army especially, there's a provision for guards for senior officers. If you live in a volatile place or a dangerous place, please avail yourself with that provision and apply for guards.
Adequate security.
Yes, in the house. Instead of most people, those living in the estates believe that the civil security is enough. It's not. As a senior officer, we should know that we are targets in the society, especially now. So we senior officers should make sure that they ask for guards in their houses. And coming back home, IVPL, retired military officers and soldiers, we are fully subordinated to civil authority, and we are in support of the government. Thank God for the governor of Akwa Ibom State, Pastor Uwem, who has appointed 2 of our members. That's the Commissioner for Internal Security, General Udoekwere, and the Commissioner for Lands. That's Captain Ibom. We only pray that Akwa Ibom State should avail themselves with the opportunities that are available. We have so many retired officers. We have so many soldiers who are spread in all the local government, and we are there to give information. We are there to advise. We are there to support the government of the day. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much. I don't know what term to use, being surrounded by generals and major barrister. And thank you so very much.
Thank you very much.
That is the size of this podcast. And today we've had the honor of hosting the leadership of Ibom Veterans Peace League, who are retired, very senior military officers in Akwa Ibom State. And like you heard from them, they are available to serve, and they are serving, and looking forward to their being engaged more. Akwa Ibom State is known as one of the most peaceful states in Nigeria, but you can never tell. Security is everyday thing. You don't leave anything to chance. So I remain your uncle, Citizen Matthew Kofi O'Connor, a citizen with extraordinary driver patriotism. And as we say in the open forum, that whenever this flag is flown, we take care of our own. See you in our next edition. Bye for now.
Hold on to your dream, fellow citizens, humanity. Open Forum is here for you as a light.